Guess I'm finally on the right path.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. Relax.
Guess I'm finally on the right path.
Relax.
I guess I'm finally on the right path. I guess I'm finally on the right path.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
I guess I'm finally on the right path. I guess I'm finally on the right path.
Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
I guess I'm finally on the right path.
Relax.
I guess I'm finally on the right path.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
I guess I'm finally on the right path. I guess I'm finally on the right path.
Relax.
I guess I'm finally on the right path. I guess I'm finally on the right path.
Relax.
I guess I'm finally on the right path.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax.
On the right path.
Add Ash. Silence! A moment, please.
Mind the side effects.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Windstrider!
Let's get down to business.
Bow your head.
A bitter pill.
You're open. Let's begin. Have a safe trip. Settle down. Let the mighty be humbled.
Windstrider!
Taking a turn for the better. Mind the side effects.
Clouds high, the birds call!
Silence! The tides beckon. A moment. This could get a little chilly. Let's begin.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Come, settle down.
Windstrider! Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Mind the side effects. Remember, health comes first.
Silence! Settle down! Let the mighty be humbled! A moment, please. Stay cool. Face your guilt!
As one with wind and cloud!
Taking a turn for the better.
The doctor was singing.
Windstrider!
Away now. The tides beckon. Have a safe trip.
Clouds high, the birds call! Windstrider!
Remember, health comes first. Mind the side effects.
Silence! Justice is... A moment, please.
Precision strike! Burst forth! The wind rises.
Let's begin. Settle down.
Step right up.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Bow your head. A moment, please.
And voila! Show on the road!
You're open! Feel my blade! Be sanctified! Settle down! Right now, get a little chilly. I wasn't done.
Step right up!
Silence! Settle down!
Here comes the finale! Now disappear!
Seems like an emergency. Mind the side effects.
Let the mighty be humbled! Silence! Have a safe trip! Settle down! Let's begin. Be sanctified. Bow your head.
Taking a turn for the better. A bitter pill to swallow.
A round of applause! Now disappear!
Silence! Stay cool. Face your gift. The tides beckon.
Seems like an emergency. Mind the side effect.
A moment, please.
Step right up! Here comes the finale!
Get a little chilly.
The doctor will see you.
Taking a turn for the better.
Now disappear! It'll be alright.
Away now. Bow your head. Let the mighty be humbled.
Mind the side effects.
Something over.
Let's begin. A bitter pill to swallow.
A moment, please. Bow your head. The times beckon. Stay cool. Face your guilt.
Let's begin.
Silence.
Remember, health comes first.
On the way now.
Keep up.
Why is there a chest here?
Behold! The wind rises.
One with the forest.
Ignorant and vulgar. Did I scare you?
Let's nip that in the bud. Behold! Bow your head!
Lament! Here! Worthless! Here! Worthless!
Coming to be!
This realm is... If you ever have...
I'm sure I've forgotten something.
Cleanse you of your sins. Give thanks and receive thy blessing. Your atonement.
Mine's the daily
barely begun. The unholy dross! Fight your salvation! One more sin upon
Dawn,
your soul.
break forth!
For redemption! Repent of your sins!
Useless.
The unholy dross!
Cascade!
Fight your salvation! One more sin upon your
Flames!
soul!
Purge!
Your atonement has barely begun! In the end, all shall return. Let's take a moment to rest and plan our next move.
Here you are.
Disappear! Here! Here! Worthless! Nowhere to run! Yeah.
Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. Flicker. The scribe's work is simple, which is exactly why I took the position. Book learning alone is not enough to cultivate intelligence. All those scholars in the academia are prime examples. Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. There have been many poorly written applications lately. I guess I'll just have to reject them all. Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. The scribe's work is simple, which is exactly why I took the position. Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. There have been many poorly written applications lately. I guess I'll just have to reject them all. The scribe's work is simple, which is exactly why I took the position. Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. Book learning alone is not enough to cultivate intelligence. All those scholars in the academia are prime examples. Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. There have been many. I guess I'll just have to reject them all. Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. The scribe's work is simple, which is exactly why I took the position. Book learning alone is not enough to cultivate intelligence. All those scholars in the academia are prime examples. Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. The scribe's work is simple, which is exactly why I took the position. poorly written applications lately. I guess I'll just have to reject them all.
Surrender!
Can't see? One with the forest. I hear everything.
Relax.
Squall Fury.
Unnecessary.
Be still.
A bitter pill to swallow. Taking a turn for the better.
Be still. Be still.
Mind the side effects.
Be still.
Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in. Ah. I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I informed them of my plans today. Panic-stricken, but unable to muster the courage to say anything in opposition. Yes, this was a fine idea. Yes, very nice.
Ways to the wicked!
Mind the side effects.
Be still. Kamisato Arm. Suiyu! Try!
A bitter pill to swallow. Mind the side effects.
Try!
This is nothing.
Don't forget to wash your hands. Goodness knows where these things have been.
Cascade!
Seems like an emergency.
If this treasure could talk.
Worthless! Worthless!
There's quality here.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the adventure. Ad Astra. Thank you for completing today's commit.
The doctor will see.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
Relax.
moment to compose myself.
How long will this require exactly?
Scatter!
A bitter pill to swallow.
Mind the deluge. You Cascade can't run from death.
Mind the side effects. Remember, health comes... Here you are.
Defract! The depths beckon. No escape so soon.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Well now. Be still. Can't run from death. Can't run from death.
Mind the side effects. Taking a turn for the better.
Flicker. A process of elimination. Kamisato up. Suiyu.
Foreign!
So soon. Prepare yourself. You can't run from death.
Remember, help comes...
Useless! Lament! Here! Here! Worthless!
Prepare yourself. You can't run from death.
When on the road, one should take ample time to pause and appreciate the wondrous scenery along the way.
You're about to collapse, aren't you? That's Furina, right over there! She really is? Mm-hmm.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless. What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Give up, Furina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry. But what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over? Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina, it's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects, come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to process it. Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were, disturbing my enjoyment of the arts? They even dare to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marche Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them, too. Of course not!
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they? That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
Farina just ran off! Quick, we have to catch up with her! This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so tired. I totally thought they had caught me. No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed. You're right.
Yep, that's a good girl.
What's happening?
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be. It's happening again.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Nouvellette's made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson, they've already... It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Teyvat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, give up. I do indeed. I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end. Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all. Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Font—
Come on! Paimon could have—
Cher, that's impossible. A witness. And if to—
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Focalors, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god? I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Furina, what is the meaning of this?
Shh! It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Furina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice! This time, I will protect you. Applaud and rejoice! One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the Opera Epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words, this shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine! The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalors, will now begin!
Woohoo! Oh, now we're making history!
Why does it feel like Furina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Teyvat, my accuser and fated opponent. Also, please allow me to... Just how much...
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the task.
Navia,
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the people's resentment again. Moreover, according to our understanding we arranged...
So you...
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally...
That's right. That house...
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Erineas. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Furina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion also that as...
Yes, that is...
Well, Cloran, As for you, you'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto... Oh? It's fine. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her...
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's... Oh, let Paimon see. Wait, then that means... So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument. Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duel you took part in at the Opera House. I didn't think that you'd... This is the first time Monsieur Neuvillette had a difference of opinion with the Oratrice. Even the Hydro Archon can't figure it out. The fortress of Meripede was almost destroyed in a single... The fortress of Meripede was almost... According to Monsieur Neuvillette, both Child and that whale should have been in the primordial sea at that time. I nearly lost my awesome... The words of someone as extra...
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, Neuvillette. There's no need to repeat all. Just fast forward to the part where, of course, it is only...
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking our duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Charge accepted. Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalors, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever... See? Even the... If you wish.
An argument...
Well... And if I...
That doesn't sound right. First, you may be a member...
Who gave you that idea?
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim...
You sensed it too, huh, Neuvillette?
Lady Farina is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Well, don't start. Besides, ever since centuries, one need only to turn their eyes towards the...
You tried to reference the...
Didn't I make myself clear at the time?
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current... While the court is in session, you will prove yourself
I never...
That was no trick.
So, you neither knew why Childe was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon. It is true that I did not, but the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally. You can't argue that just because a divine...
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses.
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary...
If that poses a concern...
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or...
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons, thus did I give up all of my divine power.
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power?
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Farina, please.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And all of...
Enough! That's enough. Tell me then, if you
Wow. That doesn't sound... That doesn't... It has been established...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate...
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson, including those of some of my... So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching the seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina...
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all...
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it.
What's going on? Is she really planning to...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Furina.
What? Hey! I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me now?
Miss Siegewing? If you are present, Miss Siegewing, please come forward.
Siegewing? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of...
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Furina was displaying... She was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent...
Thank you, Miss Siegewing. Lady Furina.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved!
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problem... However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough. We don't want anyone...
Yeah, so out of regard for Furina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample was...
I can't believe... Listen to me, everyone! Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks! Think about it! How can you conclusively prove that Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just... Please, anyone, just listen to me! I swear, I really am your Archon!
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's...
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She's too stacked against her now.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Furina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Furina is... guilty. We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale.
Well, what's wrong?
No, the Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty To be punished via the death sentence.
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence out of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Furina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth.
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah! Even Vacher wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Indeed. Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Furina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Freminet! Oh, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Is that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Freminet to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no. Father will be disappointed in me.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Freminet. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate. Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates, and would like you to come here and...
Huh? So what do you see? What is...
I believe I have now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Furina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. The first stone slate describes what you just said. Does that mean that the second stone slate shows this must be the point when the third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontainians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and we didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident...
We know from the case and this.
That doesn't sound quite.
Perhaps what It's not as simple as when the stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon. Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial sea. If we hadn't dealt with it,
they'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events.
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
We're not real humans.
All Fontainians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontainians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial. All of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celeste. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon? In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will... Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within.
Well? Did you get it?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the seven, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into humans?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontanian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone, a key point of the visual on the third slate, is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of... Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is... that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the Court of Justice. Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what,
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions. About the fourth slate, you probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes? However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could... As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it. This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
It was both dream and reality.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the Opera House? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Teyvat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself. Even if the entirety of Teyvat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we've come so far. You can't just tell me that the—
Indeed, that's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end, no matter what.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
The prophecy, yes. Just as prophecies are usually... Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter...
What's happening with the Oratrice?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Furina! No, I still need answers.
You...
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Furina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalors. You know, the god.
Focalors? Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too. The heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly prince. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I had to outwit the heavenly principles. Allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new... But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be...
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human...
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Furina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could. But in my eyes, Furina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I... Anyway, so then I cursed. All part of the plan, of course. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalors' divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Furina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other. Oh, I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human, it's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and
So, who permitted you to come onto this stage? All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my... Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it? I am Focalors, the eyes of countless Fontanians. Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon.
Worthless!
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards! Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Defract!
Furina. Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are...
Be not nervous. Be not afraid.
Wait a moment. You're... Mirror me? How can this be?
Mirror you, huh? You know what?
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The prophecy.
What prophecy? The people will all be dissolved.
Oh, very good.
What's going on?
Yes.
But...
I will tell you.
But if there were...
I suppose this would... Don't worry.
Play as...
That's right. If you can...
But...
Don't worry. Being a human yourself, I'm sure remember your true challenge.
So, how long...
To accomplish, but I promise you...
A trial, huh?
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession. But this is... what should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest.
Lady, I'm sure you've all heard. In truth, as the god Focalor, once again, this... I thought I might...
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpassed...
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen.
Wait, what's going on? Right. Mir, calm down, Furina. Think. Assertive. With a strong...
Now, I was wondering if some... well, if you may consider my... Now then!
So that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were...
Her personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, we have heard it said that this...
No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want me. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want me.
The scales of... May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. There is, so long as I...
Yes! Oh, yeah!
Lady Furina, here are today's case reports as...
Besides...
if... That's true,
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now.
Lady Furina.
No need. All right.
He's...